Well, Rick, congratulations first off on being named the new head coach. It seems like from what the numbers I'm seeing here today in the first day of June, the transition is going pretty well.
Absolutely, and thanks again, Troy. I'm humbled again, like I've told you before, and I'm really excited about this opportunity. I'm really happy and excited about the fact we got good numbers out this morning. The guys are working hard, and they're playing with some enthusiasm, and it seems like they're ready to go.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go before the basketball season begins. What does it mean to you to be the next head coach here at Richmond?
Well, it means a lot. It means a lot. And first and foremost, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for this opportunity. And he's using me right now, and I'm going to do the work that he has laid out for me to do. And these opportunities don't come every day.
Yeah.
Being in a position to stay in the school that I love, school that I've been here for 5 years, working towards helping the school become an A-plus school academically, also being part of our school being an A-plus athletically. So to still stay in the fold and to continue to develop these young men and just be a part of it is very important. The piece of being the first black head coach at Richmond, it means a lot. I'm not going to shy away from that responsibility and that opportunity. I was told the third black coach in the NCC, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
Those that know me know that that's not what I live my life about, but history is history.
Sure.
And so with that said, there's a great responsibility to my family, there's a great responsibility to my community, and there's a great responsibility to my people back home, although Richmond is my second home. I'm just going to do the best that I can do and not change anything that I've done other than the fact that I'm going to be, make sure I have a really good staff around me. And it's all about these kids. I'm going to give these kids everything I have, and I won't leave a stone unturned. And we're going to continue to develop and encourage and motivate, and we're going to see where the chips fall where they may.
Rick, I've said to others that the thing that impressed me most, certainly basketball and the way that you relate to these young men on the floor, but how I have seen you relate to them in the classroom, in the hallways, and off the basketball floor. Is that real? Bottom line is that's got to be really important to you, and I've seen that again already here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lord has blessed me with a God-given ability to connect with people.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is from my experiences, as an Earlham College student, studying with kids from all over the world.
Yeah.
My days of being an RV salesman at Tom Raper, dealing with people all from all over the country. And, I've always lived my life as you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Right.
And so making a first impression of just being genuine and being real and caring about others more than I care about myself, that's what has helped me get into this position.
Yeah.
But there have been a lot of people along the way that has helped me out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been guys like Avis Stewart when I was at Earlham that always make sure I had a work-study job.
Right.
When I was at Tom Raper took me out to lunch once a week and just taught me how to be a professional salesman. Joe Luce was good to me, giving me the opportunity to learn and grow as a coach.
Right.
I have friends in the college game. Conzo Martin has been a good friend to me. Matt Painter has been a good friend to me. Mrs. Whoopi has been very supportive of my efforts in the school. Chris LaPresti, in my days at community schools, I mean, she really had my back. Yeah. And she's always said that one day that you'll be the head coach here.
Yeah.
And, it was part of my vision. I didn't expect it to happen now, but, I'm just taking advantage of the opportunities that come my way.
What happens this summer? You've got a lot of work to do in the transition to get these kids now. As you said, you've got a lot of kids out here today. Mm-hmm. Now you've got to get ready for playing this summer. What happens to get them ready?
Well, tonight we start out. We have a game tonight. We'll play out at Northeastern this evening. I think we'll play at 7:40 and 8:30, and we'll have an opportunity to see what our guys look like. And, just start building. Obviously you've been around me, Troy. You know that the defensive side of the basketball is very important to our system. And offensive freedom is going to be something that I continue to allow my kids to have offensive freedom.
Right.
We'll be structured. We'll have good shot selection. But this summer is about, skill development, team development, developing as a team, just seeing what the chemistry is going to look like, getting guys out to buy into the system. These kids know me, but being in a new role, I've always been the good cop, good cop, good cop, good
Yeah.
cop. And so there will be instances where Coach Wedlow won't be the good cop, and that's fine. It comes with the territory, and I'll have to make some tough decisions, and I'll lean on those guys that are around me to help me make those decisions,
Sure.
those tough decisions. But we have a lot of work to do, and we're behind, say a month and a half. We're
Right.
behind a good 4 to 6 weeks. Now there was some training and development going on. Joel and I has been working and preparing for Indiana All-Star and his future. And some of the guys have been along those workouts along the way as well. So we've been in the gym. It hasn't been as organized as things will be now because there was so much uncertainty about what was going on.
Right.
But I've always stayed in the gym, and I've always invited guys to get in the gym with me. Along with my son Ricky and Jalen, we've had some young guys that are buying in. We got a lot of work to do with our young group, our 9th grade group, our 10th grade group. But as you see, we have the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have numbers, now we can develop, and the cream always rises to the top. And I'm sure the best players and the best citizens, the best students, and those kids that buy into the program will be there when it's time to play in November.
Rick, you said something which is true, and I learned this many, many years ago, that being an assistant and being a head coach is so different because as an assistant, you can make suggestions.
Sure.
As a head coach, you make the decisions.
Absolutely.
How do you feel from that side? I mean, you've seen head coaches having to make decisions.
Sure.
Talk about that for you.
Well, that was a great experience. Starting out with the program, being the head freshman coach, being the head JV coach for a couple of years, I was in a position to make those decisions to manage the game.
Right.
And as the assistant, you don't particularly manage the game. You help the management of the game.
Right.
And with that said, I'm always throwing out suggestions to coach. I'm always kind of looking ahead in terms of when a team calls a timeout and we're in this defense. I'm always saying, Coach, well, let's switch it up. He's about to drop something for our man. Let's go to this system.
Yeah.
And so, there's just been some things going on. Like now with this fire line, but we're going to continue to build, and we're going to work hard. And I'm looking for workers. Looking for workers. If we can find some workers, the kids are going to put in the time, the kid that's going to represent the program the right way. I really believe that Richmond basketball will not take it will not take any steps back to anybody.
Right.
And we'll be relevant in the NCC. We'll be relevant in the state. And, but it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. We're developing a good staff. And, I'm excited and looking forward to it.
One last thing, if I may, is you do have only one starter returning from last year's team, so you've got some gaps to fill in there someplace. How much of the summer basketball is so important to that, to looking to next year? Because I've always kind of learned that you get better during the summer.
Sure.
Do you kind of take that same philosophy?
Absolutely.
You don't name the starters, but you certainly look at what they do in the summer.
You get a chance to look at different combinations,
Yeah.
and you get to play with different styles.
Yeah.
Obviously, last few years, we spread at the floor. We were able to play without a lot of length on the floor, but still, we're able to guard the post. We're able to rebound with anybody.
Yeah.
And so, are we lacking a little bit of size? Yes, but we have we have enough size that we need to take a look at. How these new guys are meshed with some of our more experienced guys.
Yeah.
We'll be able to see if some of the things we did in the past, if we can do it with this group, or will we have to tweak that system and try some different things.
Right.
But I believe in the system that we ran the last few years. But I'm also smart enough to know that you're going to have to adjust to the players you have, the resources you have.
Right.
And we'll figure out. Coach Williams and myself, Coach Cruz, and the rest of our staff, we'll develop a system that'll be tailor-made for this group, and we'll use this summer to work on those things. Obviously, we're going to press.
Yeah.
We're going to play 84 feet. We're going to guard you from baseline to baseline. And those principles, no matter what kind of talent we have, those principles will always show through. Offensively, can we get up and down and be free-flowing? We'll see.
Yeah.
But taking value in the basketball, having solid possessions, winning the possessions battles, winning the turnover battles, and winning the rebounding battles, those are going to be fundamental things that I'm going to drive into these kids' minds, in their heads, and so they understand how you win, how you come out victorious at the end. But there's a recipe to winning. No matter what the opposing team brings, there's a recipe. If you can out-rebound them, if you can make your free throws, make your layups, shoot at a good percentage and keep them from shooting a great percentage, you'll always have a chance.
All right, man.
Thank you.
You did great. As always.
Good.
I mean, why would I think anything different?
I know.
You
Just had to shake